Are you thinking about learning to fly but not sure where to start? You're in the right place. Today, we're breaking down the three essential steps you absolutely need to know before jumping into flight training. If you follow these, you will save time and money and avoid some really common roadblocks that catch new pilots off guard. Stick around to the end because I'll share the tips that can help you hit the runway running and make your training smoother from the day one. Let's dive into the first step. And trust me, this one can save you a lot of headache down the line. Step one is simple but crucial. Make sure you get your FAA medical certificate first before you spend a dollar on lessons. Here's why. This certificate proves you're physically and medically fit to fly, which is must have for any aspiring pilot. If you're looking to become a private pilot, you need at least third class medical. But if you think you might want to fly for the airlines or pursue aviation career, go straight for the first class medical now to make sure nothing will hold you back later. And don't forget, many medications can disqualify you, so double check your prescriptions with FAA medical guideline before you apply. But here's the thing, even though you have some kind of a medical condition, it doesn't always disqualify you. There's a special issuance. What's a special issuance? It is a time-limited medical certificate granted to applicant who does not meet published medical standards for specific medical condition that would typically be disqualifying. It is essentially a waiver that allows individuals to fly safely as long as their condition is well managed and poses no undue risk to aviation safety. I have a friend who had a problem with his vein. He got a special issuance from his AME. He needs to do a checkup with his AME every year, but he works at the airline without any problem. Step two is to take online ground school and written exam before your first lesson. Online ground school is a ground school that you can take online. Why do you need this? Because you will end up wasting your time and money if you're not prepared for your knowledge. Flight schools often charge you for the ground school per hour, and if you take it on site, you will end up paying thousands of dollars for each training phase. You also need to pass a written exam for private pilot, instrument rating, and commercial pilot and certified flight instructor. It's a 60 question written test, and you need to pass over 70% score. Passing the written test will save you cash and maximize your time. According to the FAA, only 70% of student pilots pass their private pilot check ride on the first attempt. And what happens if you don't make it through? Unfortunately, you will face not just extra check ride fee, often over 1,000, but also mark on your record that can impact your aviation career. In fact, just last year, a regional airline turned away candidate who had failed their check ride more than twice, not even offering them interview. The check ride is split into two parts: the flight lesson, where you demonstrate your skills in the air, and the oral exam, where an examiner grills you on all you have learned. For many student pilots, that oral exam can feel like the most stressful part, even more than the flying itself. I completely know how nerve wracking this can be. Even the most confident pilots get anxious about those tough examiner questions. Honestly, I was in the same shoes. I remember the day I took my private pilot check ride. He was a former veteran helicopter pilot. I was literally shivering on that day. It's because I was too used to flying with my instructor. I was not prepared to do all of it by myself during the check ride. So I failed my check ride on the first attempt. After going through that thing, I noticed that I was not prepared for my check ride the right way. I had to simulate the check ride, but I was just reading the ACS and the private pilot manual. So I tried many ways to simulate this. One is simulating the oral exam with my roommate and chair flying. It was very powerful to enhance my skill and knowledge. I was not stupid, I was just studying in the wrong way. Many flight schools lie about this and take their ground school and pay an expensive hourly rate for the class. Not only me, but also my buddy was preparing for the check ride, prepared this way, and passed his check ride easily. At Pilot School Finder Academy, we are here to help you to pass the check ride most easily. It took a lot of time and effort to make this for us, but you can just use this and pass your check ride in the fastest way possible. I'm glad that you don't need to go through the same thing I have gone through. With our private pilot pathfinder program, it took only 1 month to prepare for your check ride because it tells you only the things you need to study. Now you can practice your oral exam with our AI DPE and move to instrument rating training more quickly. We have taught hundreds of student pilots. You will save at least $4,000 by not failing your check ride and completing your flight training more quickly. And it's not as expensive as typical $300 online ground school. Right now, it's only $99. And if you don't pass your written exam or oral test, we will refund you within 30 days. Think about it. Passing your check ride is about not marking on your flight log. It's critical for your entire pilot career. If you enroll in our online ground school now, you will get AIDP add-on absolutely free when it launches at the end of October. Just go to the link in the comment. Now for step 3, choosing between Part 61 and Part 141 flight schools. Here's the deal. Part 61 schools offer a flexible approach that's great if you have a busy or unpredictable schedule. Your instructor can tailor your training and you'll often find a more personal, casual vibe at these schools. On the flip side, Part 141 schools are very structured with a set curriculum, progress check, and sometimes a quicker path to your license thanks to lower minimum hour requirement. If you learn best with the structure or want something closer to college setup, Part 141 might be the way to go. Once you have wrapped your head around the school types, this is all about finances. Flight training is a big commitment, not just in time, but in money too. So get real about your budget before you start. With a Part 61 school, you will likely pay as you go, flight by flight. Part 141 schools may ask for larger payment upfront, but could offer better financing options for you. Usually, big schools are affiliated with a local bank, so you can get a financing pretty easily if you have a credit. But be aware the interest rate, those financing product interest, is very high. So make sure you have the right plan to pay back after training. Before you start your training, here are a few bonus moves. Subscribe to aviation YouTube channels like this one to get familiar with this industry. I personally liked the Pro Pilot podcast. These two pilots have so much knowledge in this industry. Study the phonetic alphabet that you're going to use in ATC and listen in to real airport communications with a site like Live ATC to get a feel like how things work in the real world air traffic control. Immersing yourself in the aviation culture early on will help you feel more comfortable once your training begins. To sum it up, get your medical certificate, power through online ground school, choose the right training path, plan your finances, and pick your flight school wisely. If you follow these steps, you will be ahead of the game and ready to start your aviation journey with total confidence. Drop your questions or experiences in the comment. I'd love to hear how your journey is going. And if you find this helpful, don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the bell. And as always, safe flight and happy landings.